This is the zombie princess, Jimmy Jacobs, and you're watching AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I would like to welcome you to my interview with Jimmy Jacobs. Hello.
The zombie princess.
Of course. How
At your
are you?
service. How are you? Yeah, I'm fantastically okay. Doing this interview on this couch that I can only assume has a few murders have taken place on, but other than that,
We're making it
great.
work.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's good. This is today. You're catching me on the pregame before my first match in 2.5 years.
Yes.
So it's a big day for me.
You will soon be performing at Lucha TO. So how are you feeling going into it, being that it has been 2.5 years since you've stepped into the squared circle?
It's been 2.5 years. Can I swear on here?
Oh yeah, take it away.
It's been 2.5 fucking years, man. So I mean, a lot's gone through my head. I mean, I was going shopping yesterday for hair gel and makeup and wrist tape, and it's been so long since I've done that. It's been years since I've done that. It's been years since I've packed my bag with wrestling boots and tights and a ring jack and squeezing in t-shirts and knee pads and all that sort of stuff. I got goosebumps walking down the aisles looking for what hair gel to get. I was like, man, it's been so long since I've done this, and it's those weird little things. I mean, it was like that when I left wrestling in my last match. I remember my last match being very like emotional about everything. I was in Northern California, and I'm just like, oh, this is the last time I'm gonna lace my boots. This is the last time I put on wrist tape. This is the last time I'm gonna do my hair in the bathroom while Jushin Liger takes a shit behind me. So maybe that'll happen again. I don't know.
Who knew hair gel could have such an effect on somebody,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I spent the past 2.5 years with my hair just had to be like back and nice and you know.
Together.
Yeah, together.
Well, at WrestleCircus, that is where you surprised everybody announcing the in-ring return. So did everything come back to you pretty easily?
So. Look, I've done this for 16 years, in-ring performing. I worked behind the scenes for 2.5 years. Having said that, I've been in Amazing Red School the past few weeks. I was at Bubba Ray Dudley School last week, just trying to work to get back into ring shape and come back, hopefully better than ever.
Well, now that you are on the indie scene, it is absolutely bursting with incredible talent. So who would you love to go toe-to-toe with? Because there are a lot of people tweeting your way with some specifics. They have some people in mind.
So, yeah, I keep hearing that. You know, when I got fired from WWE, all I heard from the different people was independence or about how thriving they are. Because when you're in WWE, you're in such a bubble, right? I'm not paying attention to anything else that's going on. I can barely pay attention to the whatever 7 hours of original in arena weekly content that we produce, at least 7 hours a week. So I had no idea what was happening, but I kept hearing what great shape the independents are in. So yeah, I mean, I've had fans, tweet me about Jimmy Havoc is a big one, and since the incident in WrestleCircus, Sami Callihan as well. But there's so many new guys out there that have come up since I left, which is a weird thing for me to say. I mean, 2016 was the first year of this millennium that the independent wrestling world was not graced by the presence of Jimmy Jacobs. So it's weird to even think that, like, hey, there's wrestlers out there that came up when I didn't exist.
It's kind of like you have to learn a few things as well, right? Rediscover everything.
I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking. I mean, this is on one hand, like, this is what I do. I'm so happy to have a microphone in my hand, even though it's quite the flag you got on there. I'm happy to have a microphone in my hand again. I'm happy to be myself again, and I'm happy to walk out that curtain and into that ring, and I'm so happy about that. At the same time, it's been a minute, and it's a little nerve-wracking, you know.
You do mention having the microphone in your hand once again, and at WrestleCircus during your time in the ring, you said something that caught a lot of people's attention, and that was that you've been writing promos for guys who couldn't hold your microphone.
What does that even mean?
So now that's what I want
to.
That's what I want to get into. Where you kind of saying people maybe can live up to the way that you present yourself in the ring. Expand a little bit now that you have my mic in your hand.
I mean, look, you say things in the ring that are going to get a reaction. That's why you do it. The truth is, I mean, look, I worked with a lot of great talent in WWE. That was not a knock on anybody. Certainly, there were times that I was there that I was like, man, like I could do this better than the guy I'm working with. That happened. Of course, that happened. But it was just more, get a reaction.
Okay.
Headline:
Fair
Jimmy
enough.
Jacobs says WWE wrestlers can't hold his microphone.
Hey, I brought it up. It's working, right?
Right, exactly. No, it wasn't a knock on anybody. It was more Jimmy Jacobs talking and putting himself over.
Well, we, of course, have to talk about the Bullet Club and the selfie that changed a lot.
Sure.
For you, was it just catching up with old friends, taking a photo and posting it, and it kind of just went from there?
Sure, yeah,
That was it
absolutely.
mainly?
I heard they were outside the arena. I got a text from one of my buddies that works for WWE. He's like, hey, are the Young Bucks outside the arena? I'm like, are they? And sure enough, and so I went outside looking for them, and I saw them. And if you watch the latest Being the Elite, episode
Yes.
77, they released the footage of me like running up to them and jumping into their arms. I was just happy to see them. I mean, people don't understand. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do, man. Back in like around 2008, right? We were all working for Ring of Honor, and this is before Sinclair Broadcasting Group owned the company. So there wasn't as much money. So things were on a little tighter budget. So they'd only get like a limited amount of hotel rooms. And those hotel rooms were in the names of the top guys in the company. So, Daniel Bryan or Nigel McGuinness or Austin Aries. And then there would be one under my name. So those guys, you could go into the room, but they only wanted a few people per room. It was like, hey, one or two people per bed. And then my room was like the last room. My room was the room that if you had nowhere else to go, you came to my room. And every time, every loop, every tour, it was me, Seth, Sami Zayn, El Generico, and the Young Bucks. We were the scrub room. That's what we called ourselves, the scrub room. It was us five, and then whoever else, whether it was Kevin Owens or whoever.
Yeah.
So we had like 8 people into a room a lot of times. So we go back that far. We slept on floors together. I don't think there's a greater bond you can have with somebody than being there at the bottom and then being together at the top.
I have to bring up the unprofessional wrestler shirts you have now because those look absolutely wicked, and we actually got to see them. I saw them for the first time on Being the Elite. They look great. So for you, though, when you think about unprofessional wrestler, aside from the selfie that went absolutely crazy, what are some things that you might have done in the past where you're like, unprofessional wrestler, that kind of sums it up?
Look, I had, the word that was used to describe my behavior, my actions that ended up getting me fired from WWE were unprofessional. And that was just something that I sort of latched onto. Look, I've gone through some phases in my life, and I've done some things in my life, and I've had some dark times in my life. Look, I've, not proud of it. I've wrestled, drunk. I've showed up hungover. I've missed flights and all that sort of thing, in different times in my life. And that's, look, I'm being cheeky with unprofessional wrestler. Those things I'm talking about are not so cheeky. That's like serious shit. But it's just, the whole concept was just to be cheeky with that.
Well, just speaking to phases of your life, people are so excited that you are finally going to be back in the ring, but people have been tweeting a specific photo around. I'm going to pop this up on the screen,
Jesus.
But it is this one.
Yeah.
And you said how it's 8 years ago. It's from a phase in your life that you would kind of just like to...
Well, it's just, clearly got like a fashion in my life too. Like I was trying something else. Like let's like
It's a
get my
pretty great
hair
photo.
short and that was like on Wikipedia for forever too. It's
You couldn't escape it.
It's not like it's a bad bad taken photo. It's just like I look like shit in it. That's all. I would just prefer something a little more
recent.
Yeah, and a little more indicative of who I am. And that was just like a very short period of my career where I was like clean shaven and short haired or whatever, had weird sideburns or whatever it was. And I was a little heavier back then too.
When you look back at phases you went through growing up, is there anything that sticks out other than that you might be a little bit embarrassed of, or something where you're like, oh, that's something I kind of wish I could maybe take back? Things you wore, things you did.
Well, I've worn and done a lot of crazy things. But I get why I've tried everything I've tried and done everything I've done. I get the
meaning behind it.
right, and right. You know, of course, you can look back and be like, "Oh man, probably shouldn't have done it like that." But I understand the concept of like, well, look, I needed to do something else. I needed to evolve. This wasn't working. Had to try this. So I get that I had just, you know, left Ring of Honor recently, and I had the crazy hair and had a crazy beard, and so I shaved that and tried something new. I get like why I did that, to try to come out and at least, you know, visually look different than I did at Ring of Honor, to try to do something new. But look, you know, you can't hit a home run every time.
Well, I want to talk music with you because I love with how busy you are. You still make time to catch concerts. Like you saw the frontman of Blue October recently. You also saw Dashboard Confessional, which is amazing.
Yeah, Dashboard
Such a good band.
With All American Rejects opened up for them, which seemed like two kind of like different bands.
I can see it working though.
It kind of didn't actually.
Really?
So All American Rejects opened up, and the front man to All American Rejects, he's a fucking rock star, man. Like he was like Nakamura mixed with like Freddie Mercury. The guy's like on the ground doing stuff, right? I mean, totally like dynamic performer. And then, you know, Chris Karama comes out there like effing nerd, just like playing his guitar and like
really sad songs.
I'm so happy to be here, guys. I've got some family here. And it was just, you know, by the end, the audience had dissipated. Like there was maybe a third full. It looked like the main event of 205 Live out there. Yeah. It was. No offense to those guys. Yeah. There's the headline. Jimmy Jacobs buries 205 Live. It's just, you know, it's late in the night at that point. People want to go home.
What was your first concert?
My first concert ever, I was in 7th grade, and I went to Prince by myself.
Really?
Yep.
By yourself?
Yeah, by myself.
And how did you discover?
Yeah, I went to all those concerts you mentioned before. Yeah, I went by myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
no, I wasn't saying by yourself. I just mean for that
but
age.
I did. I always did, yeah. Yeah, I've always been a solo act.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you discover Prince? Was it something that...
Prince?
Yeah.
So, it kind of developed probably through Michael Jackson. Like, I liked Michael Jackson. Like, I've always been attracted to, like, androgyny. Like, since I was a young, you know, since I was, like, 3, and my favorite color was pink. And I liked pigs because they were pink, and I would try on my grandma's clip-on earrings, and I had my brother pierce my ears when I was in like 2nd grade with a needle and a ice cube, and so when I saw David Bowie in the Labyrinth, or like
there's of course some connection,
or Michael Jackson or Prince or pro wrestlers, it's like here you are, it's like it's got this certain sort of androgyny, and so here I am today wearing my girls' pants and whatever.
I was gonna compliment you on those. They're quite nice.
Metallic. They're really chipping here. Yeah. I can't afford to get a manicure every week like I used to. But I can paint my nails now. That was like when I got fired. Like the next day, I was driving and all of a sudden, like it dawned on me, like, oh my God, I can paint my nails now, and I was so excited in that moment.
Massive revelation, right there.
Yeah. I mean, it'd been a minute. Yeah.
Well, to wrap things up, I would like to leave it on the fans. Anything you want to say to all of those who are either been with you the whole time or starting this journey with you now?
Yeah, the older you get, the more you have an appreciation for the fans. You go through phases, and I think some people, the marks and use things like that, use sort of like words that have this negative connotation. And the older I get, the more appreciative I am. Just that people come out, that people are supportive. That people buy my T-shirt on prowrestlingtees.com/Jimmy Jacobs. That sort of deal. I'm appreciative of that stuff.
I want to say thank you.
Oh yeah, great.
The time. I really appreciate it.
This is the only second interview I've done since I've left WWE, and the other one is just to promote Lucha TO tonight. And I don't know why I agreed to do this because I've ignored everybody else. So. Whatever.
Well, I appreciate you doing it.
Whatever, yeah.
And remember, to everybody viewing, you can visit us at amusicblogger.com for all exclusive interviews, features, videos, and so much more.
Right, and you can follow me on Twitter at
of course.
Jimmy Jacobs X, and follow me on Instagram at Jimmy Jacobs X. You can see whatever other selfies I take that may or may not get me fired from other places.
We follow them, you go follow them, and thank you for watching. We'll see ya.